with harmony of the mind. I walk the line.
What's up, everybody? This is Rodney with the Thin Line Show. Today we're coming at you with some sad news. We had an assassination on Charlie Kirk, who was a great person going out speaking his views, whether you agree with him or not, speaking his views, never called names, never did anything, but he's just been shot and he passed away from the injuries. So we'll hold a little bit of a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Oh, rest in peace, buddy. You were a brave warrior doing what you did. So I'm going to start this conversation by answering a common question. So maybe kids out there or something will ask at some point, what's the difference between a conservative and a liberal? And here's the difference right here. You're looking at it today on the news headlines. Liberals claim to be the party of love, peace, and acceptance, right? Until you don't agree with them. And at that point, it's complete violence. You look at the inner cities, all the crime that's going on in the inner cities. You know, Trump's wanting to clean up Chicago, and the gangs are saying no. And you know what? The Democrats in office don't want the city cleaned up either. So it's always the left are very prone to crime and violence. It's only on one side of the equation here. Whether you're left, right, or whatever. I know there's socialists out there who's going to cave, go blue no matter what. So this video here is for the people that's maybe the independents, the youth, and the Democrats that, if there are any left that have morals and can actually think, then just watch this video and answer the questions. So, you know, we just had this assassination of a very young person doing tours on college campuses mainly, and talking to youth and answering their questions and proving them right, wrong, and just educating the youth on the lies that our failed education system's doing. But that's even besides the point. And here's the difference in the left and the right wing. So the right wing will defend with their life your right to believe whatever you want. The left, however, if you're against them, they will simply take you out. You're looking at the revolt. The left has tried to assassinate our president multiple times. Now they've taken out the youth movement leader. Charlie Kirk was probably the leader for getting information out for the youth. And now they've taken him out. And I just want people to step back. So if you're a Democrat or an independent, I just want you to ask yourself, can you keep supporting this? Look at who votes for Democrats. Look at the money. Look at the crime. It's always on one side. Always. And that's where we've got to happen. Like, we've got to have a revolution and get the Democrat Party back and rein the horses in. The Democrats have gone crazy, and people can say what they want to. You know, they often call the conservatives the Nazi Party. And let's just compare here. Who's acting more like Nazis here? You know, if I ain't mistaken, the Nazi Party would show up and you either join their movement or they put a bullet in you, right? Or throw you in the gas chamber. So who does that sound more like right now? The left? Oh, you're out there speaking against us, we'll take you out. Or the right wing, who says, I don't agree with you necessarily, but I agree with you having the right to believe what you believe. And that's the difference. So I just want the Democrats to step back. And here's the only way this country's ever going to get saved is if the Democrats have a revolution. You have to have a revolution. The Republicans did so. We got rid of the warmongers and all the people that made billions off of war. Your Bushes, your Cheneys, and all this, we got rid of them. We had our revolution. And we got to get your party to also have a revolution. And so if you're a Democrat now, like somebody just got assassinated that doesn't necessarily agree and align with your beliefs. So here's what you can do. You can clap your hands and cheer and be part of the problem on why the United States will crumble and fall, or you can make a movement. And that's what I urge every Democrat to do. If you're in fear, so imagine if the tables was reversed. Imagine if Trump, the dictator, right? The dictator that y'all claim he is, started ordering hits and started doing stuff, and all of a sudden all these liberals started getting assassinated, shot, threatened, where they can't go do any speeches or any form of communication. Can't get the media out. YouTube blocked all liberal views. You can't post anything on it or you get censored. Nextdoor, one of the worst apps in the world, very liberal. You can post liberal, your account would get banned in a heartbeat. If you post anything, I tested that the other day. I asked for if there was a pro-police parade or movement or something that I could go support the police. My account got banned for 7 days. Meanwhile, you can have parades believing I'm a cat and all this stuff, but we're not going to get into all that. So all I'm asking for is if you have a heart, please, you have to look inside and say, is this right? What would you want to do if the tables were reversed? Let's say all your leaders were starting to get shot, threatened, and your opposing party all of a sudden had violence, telling people you got to resort to violence to get the country back. Then what would be your message to the other party? To step back, analyze the situation, and either quit the party, quit the donations, or simply have a revolution on the way you vote. And it's in the primaries. We got to start electing non-politicians, guys. Get back to your neighbors. If you know somebody in your community that would be a great person, that's got great morals, great ethics, and I say put that above all else, then get them to start in a small office. And let's take the country back, Democrat or Republican. If you look back in the old days, the Democrats and Republicans, there wasn't that much difference. But now we are. We've got one party openly wanting to destroy the country, wanting gangs and violence in your cities because they make money off of it. Look at Chicago coming in now, and they're saying Chicago's making, I think the last number I heard, $800 million due to crime efforts and all this stuff. Versus if Trump was to go in there and clean the country up, then their federal money coming in for $800 million would get dried up. And that's what I would tell Trump. I would yank the troops out and just stop the $800 million and let the city implode. Because there's no innocent people there. If everybody's voting for the Democrats and you're electing this, and that's my message, you're electing these people. And I know it sucks to admit you're wrong. I voted for George Bush. I was wrong. I shouldn't have. I agree, people's got to step back and admit their failures. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to admit they were wrong. I'm a Democrat born and bred, or I'm a Republican born and bred. I'm going to vote for them no matter what. And that's the mentality we got. And that's where the divisiveness is. We just had a young person get assassinated. I don't know if he was married with kids or what have you, probably so. But now look at what his family's got to deal with. And so I urge each one of you, the independents and the Democrats, to watch the news. Watch your CNN, watch your MSNBC, watch your liberal news sources, and watch how they cover this just tragedy. Nobody's going to apologize for it. If it will, it'll be a blanket apology okay, guys, don't do that again anymore. And they'll wink. They want this to happen. They love it. It's sending a message to people to be scared. Don't speak out. We're coming for you. And so that's all I want to say is watch how the news handles this situation. And if they cover it this way, no apologies, no anything, and they seem cold-hearted, stop watching it. Or better yet, how about get out your notebooks, or in this case your phones because nobody writes anymore. Take notes on their advertisers and quit buying from them. Anybody that's buying advertisements on these news stations, make a list, avoid those companies and products at all costs. We got to send a message back. Because, again, we have to agree on the rights and stuff. This is unacceptable. No matter what your beliefs are, killing somebody is unacceptable. And so we have to step back, analyze, and if the data's there to prove that you were wrong, be an adult and admit it. Admit, oh man, my party has gone absolute crazy with all this stuff. All these people are getting assassinated on the opposing side. I cannot support this party. You won't hear any Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, you won't hear anybody apologize for this from the heart. Nobody. Nobody is going to have a heartfelt thing and urge people to come together and do all this. It will not happen. And that ought to be a message. That's your party, guys. That's who you're voting for? Really? And you're supporting it. You're part of the problem. You cannot say that's an evil event, an evil tragedy that occurred, and then turn around and blank vote Democrat Party on the election next year. You're supporting it. I urge every one of you to change your party affiliation. I know you're not going to go conservative, but go independent. If you think the right's over here and you're over here and independent's in the middle, and you don't agree with this party the way it is, killing people, the crime and against all this stuff, change your party to independent. If even just 10% of you out there would admit you were wrong and change your party to independent, that would be a revolution. The party would have to change. Quit your donations. Urge your unions to stop sending all the money to the Democrat Party. And stop supporting all these companies that feed the whole problem. It's a machine. And you have to stop it. Like it's your job as a voter to understand the data and analyze it yourself. Y'all are weak. You're watching the news and accepting everything. You have to be strong, step back, and admit your failure. Most Republicans did that. We will never vote for another Bush or anybody, Cheney, all these warmongers, the Maverick. All these people were failures. They're terrible human beings. We admitted it. So we had our party revolution and we voted for Trump. Whether you agree with him or not, you have to admit our party's made a big change. Right? And it's time for you guys to have one. And if not, you cannot agree with this. Because what if our side started doing the same thing? What if we started taking y'all out? Every time we saw somebody with a pride shirt on, they started getting shot in the streets. Every time you saw a Black Lives Matter stuff, they got shot. What would you think? What would be your message? And that's what you have to do. It's the power of empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there secretly clapping and stuff. That's what he gets. And that's the problem. We got to get rid of this ideology of Nazi mentality that's being taught. You either believe my views or going to take you out, or I wish ill upon you. That's not the way human nature works. And if you believe in the Bible and you're a Democrat, how dare you? Like you have to, it says you in the Bible, love your enemies. You're supposed to love your enemies. And again, it goes back to what I said. Only one party is really promoting violence upon the other. Only one party is pro-crime. Somebody owns a gas station or a jewelry store. Only one party is saying it's okay if you drive a car through it and steal everything in there and ruin that whole person's family. They just lost everything. It's okay. Only one party's promoting this stuff. Only one party promotes you don't have to work. The taxpayers got you. You don't have to. You can choose. Only one party promotes crime, robbing, all the stuff that's going on with children. Only one party. And that's, I guess, where I'll leave it. Like, it's up to you guys. It would be so great to hear in the next maybe 30 days or so that Democrat registrations, like a record number of people have left the Democrat Party and went to independent. You don't have to. Go Green Party or go to another party. Invent your own. I don't know how all that works, but leave the Democrat Party. Like, you have to stop supporting this, and you can't stay in the party and vote Democrat and think everything's going to be okay and it's going to change. And so it's up to you, the voter, to look within, admit failure, and look at the country, look at the way the world is now. And that's what I ask everyone to do. Even Republicans, like, be fair. But I don't ever see, you've seen lots of YouTube videos of black people attending the Trump rally, and they were scared to death. And they went there, and people hugged them and was cheering, and they had, Joe Biden's shirt or Kamala's shirt on, and they were still treated fantastic, no violence. But imagine the other way around. So where's this hatred and this violence coming from? This misinformation, this blatant hatred of your enemy and everything is being taught on your news. It's being taught to your children in public schools to hate your enemies, feel guilty, all this stuff. And it's got to stop, guys. It's got to stop. Like, Charlie Kirk died. Let's just do something from this so it wasn't in vain. Like, I urge everybody to spend the next week and just reflect on yourself and do some soul searching and just be honest with yourself. If you truly support the movement of the Democrat Party currently. I'll leave it with that. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail messages. I don't care. Drop a comment. You wish it was me. I'm sure I'll hear everything, but that's the problem. Again, those kind of people are part of the problem. So just do some self-reflection. Share this. Get it out. Nobody's going to mention this. It's just happened. But let's please make a movement happen and dedicate it to Charlie Kirk. And let's just take our country back. And let's all be friends again. Used to all play as neighbors. We all invited each other to cookouts. No matter what sign you had in your yard. We used to all hang out, be friends. Nobody cared. Oh, you're voting for so-and-so. It's okay. You're coming to my barbecue tomorrow, right? Let's get back to it, guys. We've got to get common sense back. The world needs so much love right now. So I dedicate this video to Charlie and his family. Prayers with you guys. So let's let this be day one of a revolution. Thank you, guys.